Hey everyone, welcome in. But yeah, I was up at like almost 10. No. Was it past 10? I didn't even know what time I went to sleep. But yeah, the recording was awake, and I was like, oh, is it that? Like, do you wake up that early? You're burnt out though. Currently on day 6 of your 8-day work week. 8-day work week sounds really rough. I already struggle with 5. But you're almost there. You're almost there. You got this. We have a nice rest after that. And welcome in to stat. Probably good and healthy thing to have a schedule like that. Probably. I think it's probably better like overall to wake up at the same time, like regardless of weekends. Like I feel like if you wake up at like 6 on weekdays and then you wake up at like noon on the weekends, like maybe sorry, I just like choked. Maybe it's like it's like really messing up your sleep schedule and you're not getting in the right. But if it works, it works, you know. Like as long as you're like for me, it's like as long as you're getting enough sleep, I don't think it really matters. And Zirconian, thank you so much for the 35 a month baguette. I appreciate it. I mean, merci. But so I get up mad early. You get up at 8:30. That's not that early. It's use taxes before work every day. Every day, fill out the taxes. I'm gonna flip off the guys at corporate and take 2 days off. I mean, if you have the days off, take them. You deserve it. They're there for you to take, you know? I take you guys know I take every vacation day I possibly have and more. So, you know, I'm a big but luckily my manager and my company is very like, yeah, like take your vacation days, please. Like we don't want you to just like work forever, you know? I think like a lot of a lot of times it's like you can't like carry over vacation days infinitely. So you got to like use it or lose it at a certain point. He has to read the newspaper. Aren't you guys the same age? Are you making fun of him? Or are you saying you read the newspaper, so Istat also must read the newspaper? Use up all your vacation days already? Oh no. um, are you? I know in a. Actually, I'm pretty sure in Canada too. In Canada and America, there's no like minimum amount of vacation days, right? Like you could get like technically you get like 0. I'm gonna use up 6 days and just tell them. Too bad I did 8 days in a row. I'm the manager and I'm gonna take 2 days. Honestly, I would be physically unwell after working 8 days. You could just be like, I don't think it's unreasonable. That's a little bro. Oh right, yeah. I remember. So you know, I gotta. I think the only person I know who reads the newspaper is my grandpa, but he can't even like read it properly because it's like the writing is so small. He has like reading glasses, and I think you can read it, but um, you know, he busts out the magnifying glass to read the newspaper properly. But yeah, it's I feel like I don't know. Do people even like how do you get a newspaper? You have to like sign up. Do you have to pay for a subscription or is it free? You need to change industries in your new job or an actual career. Yeah. It doesn't sound like you know, having 8-day work weeks is probably not ideal. During Christmas, much of my last job 1 year, I think I worked 19 days in a row. Like I worked through 2 weekends. Do you get paid like overtime? Or is it just like salaried? Last time I checked, you had to pay for a subscription to a newspaper. I wonder how they're staying afloat. I bet they have like government subsidies and stuff like that, right? Because like a lot of like news companies are like government owned, right? I'm sure they get like some sort of. Are our taxes? Are the taxes that we paying for the newspaper? Because no one else is paying for the newspaper. Um, Big overtime. That's good. That's good. At least you got overtime. You're on salary though, so corporate just using you as free labor. Oh no, that's actually the worst. Yeah, salary is a scam. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but like I know as long as they don't ask you to work overtime, I think for me personally, I like it because like some days, like obviously, yeah, there's some weeks where you might work more than 40 hours a week, but at least for me, there's a lot of weeks you work less. Um, and my company would never expect overtime from me, so um, I am. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, they like I don't have to like track my hours, right? It's like you get the work done. It might not be a full 8 hours that day, but like if you have the work done, then you have the work done. So I kind of like that. But it really depends where you work, and it depends what kind of managers, and um depends what like the culture at the company is like. You know, so that's why I don't really want to leave my company. You know, um like I know it's quite common. It's quite common in tech to like swap jobs every 2 to 3 years, but honestly, I'm chilling. Like my company's really good, and they don't like they don't ever ask to do like overtime or anything like that. So and they're very hands off with management, right? Like they're like they don't like micromanage you, you know? Like my manager's just like, "Oh, like you're getting your task done." Like he doesn't be like, "Oh, like what did you exactly do today?" Or like, "Oh, you're not pushing in enough code." Like, you know? So it's pretty chill. Your boss tried to make you do 70 hours work weeks? What? He didn't relent until I asked him to come in and help me on the weekends, and then he's like, "Yeah, you could hire a part-time." What? Okay, yeah, your job, your boss at least does not sound great. I hope you can find a better place soon. We just doing the Japanese employee for life thing. Yeah, but without the overworking and um bureaucracy, you know. You choose a salary man. But it's like the I guess like for me when I imagine a salary man, it's like I feel like Japan is so like strict, right? Like they're like I think they'll be like the like an old school company here where they just care that you're like in your seat for like 8 hours a day, you know? Um and like if your boss asks you something, like you have to say yes, you know? And then yeah, I feel like that's the worst. Need to get in the tech industry like you. I mean, there's definitely good and bad companies within the tech industry, but I think it's a bit more there's a bit more like modern like kind of modern kind of views, I guess, in the tech industry, like a lot of younger people. So it's a lot less like, oh, like um you had to clock in and like be present for 8 hours a day, or like I think they kind of understand that like they kind of just like trust like some companies will trust you just to get things done. Um, it's not really about doing like busy work for a full 8 hours. It's like the expectation in Japan to work to the bone till you drop literally, and if you say anything or mention anything, they make you feel like you're the problem. Yeah, I don't think you're really like. I mean, obviously, like I'm sure there's some companies where it's like allowed, but the hierarchy is quite strict, right? So I think it's like it would be improper to or like very disrespectful to be like to talk back and be like, no, like I shouldn't like we can't do this, you know. How's the early morning Pacific Northwest dampness? It's been so rainy and cold. I was like sleeping last night and I was like, should I get my fall pajamas? Like, cause in the summer I sleep in like shorts and like a shirt, like a t-shirt. But then like in the winter I have like my heat tech. Like I have like a heat tech fleece shirt, and then I have like also heat tech fleece pants, you know? And I was like, should I switch? Like, should I wear my warmer clothes? But I was like, you know what? It's August. Like, I was like, I can't. It's August. Um, but yeah, it's so cold and rainy. It really feels like autumn. It's like the kind of rainy where you can't, like, it's like so misty and foggy, you can't see anything. Um, looks like next week though it's supposed to be hot again. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's gonna become hot again. Like, I don't think it's actually fall right now, but I'll enjoy the weather while it lasts. It's very cozy. I mean, like it's the weather is nice until you have the same weather for like 6 months. Okay, I mean not 6 months, but like until you have it for like months, you know? Then you're like, okay, like I kind of just want to like go outside without getting soaked, you know? Um, they're saying in Japan, the hammer the nail that stands out, not the weed that grows long. I think that's a saying here too, but maybe it's just the translation. But yeah, it's very like more like a collectivist culture, you know. Um, you see my skincare stock up? Yeah, it looked great. I hope you enjoy it and it doesn't break you out. That's kind of cool weather, misty rain. Yeah, it is nice. It does feel really cozy now after, especially after like a bit of a warm spell. But like, I don't know. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so it's like this is gonna be my weather from like October to like March, you know. So, it's a well. Welcome in Yokomoto. No one said anime. No one said anime. We said Japan. So like I said, it'll be above 20 degrees again here on Wednesday. Okay, that's almost too hot. Hopefully the bird poop on your passenger window and stuff. Yeah, my windows are my windshield and stuff are so dirty. I hope it gets washed off. Um, you really like the cleanser off the get-go? That's good. That's good. We had a lot of wind yesterday. I saw two fallen trees out when I was out walking today. Oh yeah, yeah. We get that a lot too. Trade you 2 feet of Ontario snow for rainy BC any day. I mean, yeah, agreed, agreed. I mean, I will complain about the rain here for sure, but you know, there's a reason I live here and not anywhere else in Canada, because I wouldn't survive. Okay. Um, Yokomo, Yokomo is someone from the anime creamer. No one said anime, man. Is Gudetama Yokomoto? I think they have a common relative. Um, and welcome in, Maya. You're in a very good mood today. Nice, nice. Any particular reason? Did something good happen? I'm having like a nice, like cozy few days because yeah, the weather has been kind of bad, and I haven't left the house. You just Winnipeg air is never starting. Definitely not. Definitely not. If I was gonna move anywhere, like if I had to, I would be okay with moving to like. Actually, would I be okay with it? I wouldn't prefer living anywhere else, but if I had to move to like Toronto, then like I guess it would be okay, but I think I would suffer a lot. You just woke up in a very good mood. You've been energizing. Nice, nice. That's always a great day when you wake up on the right side of bed. Um, hope not. We've been seeing the beating he gets on Major Plays VR. I moved Gudetama. Actually, do I? I don't remember. Sorry, Gudetama, if I ever hurt you. You literally live in the best place to live in this country. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm like very spoiled, right? Like I literally cannot like if you grow up here, you're not used to the cold, right? Like you're not used to like the cold or the heat. So like I really like can't move. I really can't move. Like I'm so spoiled living here that like I'm just like, I would why would I move out, you know? Like people always ask, they're like, "Oh, like have you been to like Toronto stuff? It's in Canada." I'm like, "You guys know like Toronto is like a 6-hour flight. Like why would I fly like that's really far. Like if I just fly a couple more hours, I'm like in Asia, okay? Like it's very far. Um isn't Toronto massively cold? Yeah, yeah. But I think Winnipeg gets colder, perhaps. Actually, it's probably about the same everywhere except Vancouver. If an egg is beaten, it's scrambled. That's true. That's true. Would you ever move to Toronto? You can cross to New York as many times as you like just for vacation. I don't love New York that much, but I love Broadway, so that would actually be like a big that'd be a big plus for me. I could go to watch a lot of shows. Yeah, Thomas does a great egg dreamer impression. He really does. He has a perfect face. Have you ever been to Yellowknife? No, no. It's a dream of mine. Actually, I was thinking that recently too, because like like people go to Iceland to see the Northern Lights, but there's Northern Lights here. Like you just have to go to like the middle of nowhere, and I'm sure like um maybe Iceland is just prettier. I don't know. Toronto's mad far from Vancouver. It really is because people are like, oh, like it's in the same country. Like you haven't been? Like you haven't been anywhere else in the country? I'm like, guys, it's far. Like like if I drive like 8 hours, I'm probably still in BC. Like, what am I gonna do? Weather range of Southern Ontario crazy. If you count for humidity in the summer and winter to winter, the temperature range is like -40 to +40. Yeah, exactly. The weather is so mild here that I'm like incapable of handling cold weather. You'd like to visit Toronto, just to around to visit Toronto Tower. Yeah, go for it, go for it. Although I heard for I guess from what I've heard from other people, Montreal is like much like prettier and nicer. But also Toronto is like kind of similar to Vancouver in like vibe, it's kind of like just like a city. While Montreal has like a more like unique feel to it. Like it feels like you're going somewhere different. Iceland really is prettier, yeah, probably. Um, Middle of nowhere in Canada, you're brown. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what it's like. Like, I know, Alberta is a bit more conservative. Um, but like, it's still like, if you go to like the big cities, and like, I'm sure it's quite. There's definitely like, it's definitely less welcoming, I would assume. But like, I don't know. But there's really nothing in the middle. Like, if you go just to the middle to like the prairies, like, what are you gonna do? But I don't think it's like, I don't think it's the same vibe as like the middle of nowhere in America. Like I don't think it's that bad. You live up north and turn my lights on all the time. That's true. That's true. Northern Lights. Um, with Vancouver, music can just cross the border to Washington State if a K-pop band comes to Seattle. I don't think they come to Seattle either. I think it's quite uncommon. Like I feel like K-pop groups they always go to like Toronto, New York, of course. Um, like LA sometimes. Atlanta apparently is very there's so many Korean people in Atlanta. So that kind of area, Atlanta, Chicago, stuff like that. That's usually what I see. Like especially like most K-pop groups won't go to that many places in America because it's like, like it's kind of hard to do like a huge tour. Um, Fly for 6 hours just to see similar things like at home. Exactly, fly for 6 hours. You're still in the same country, and it's a very similar looking city. Like I guess like the if I was going to like travel over there, I guess like Niagara Falls. Like I guess Niagara Falls would be like an option, but like I don't know. I'd rather fly the other way and go to like go to Asia or like fly a few more hours here in Europe. Like come on. And the flights aren't even that cheap. Like it can cost like $500-600 to fly to Toronto. So it's like, why would I like do that? No offense. Like, um, and do temperatures lower than 10 degrees, -10, contrary to popular beliefs. And Scandinavia doesn't get super cold very often, at least on the parts you live in. Oh, okay, okay. So it just snows a lot and it doesn't get very warm, but it's not like -30 cold. Some francophones in Quebec can be real sticklers, so they'll refuse to speak English and only speak French. And if you don't speak French, they'll just treat you like trash. Yeah, I mean, we were in France last year, and everyone just spoke French. Like even if you speak English to them, they speak French, which is understandable, honestly, because like we're in their country, why should they try to speak English? But then like to be fair, their English is probably better than my French. But we just communicated like I don't know if they were like treating me like trash. I couldn't really tell, but like I would just speak English and then they would speak French back, and then I have like I'm Canadian. I studied French in elementary school. I would just understand like just barely what they're saying, and then it would just communicate like that. But yeah. I did notice that because like when you go to any other country, like people will try to speak English, regardless of, especially in Europe, like they're they're like quite good at English, right? In a lot of places, so like they will, but it's like in France, no, like they're only speaking French, which is fair enough. Actually, why I never went or I visited the East Coast. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You go so far and then you're still in America, you know? Like I know America has so many different sites. Like I know America's a huge country and there's so many different um sites and things to see, but like I don't know. Like I feel like when I travel, a lot of times I want to do like see like a different culture or like go somewhere very different from where I am, or place with like a very different food or something like that. So, um, and like I don't know, I'm not a big America fan. I only go for like a specific purpose, you know. In Texas, when I was younger, family would take a long drive from Texas to Mexico City, but it was 14 hours. Oh my gosh. Um, we go to San Diego. You can bring your passport and cross to Tijuana. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I went to San Diego, and then everyone was saying like, "Oh, the Mexican food is really, really good." We did have tacos. 6 hours to Toronto. What is it? 8 hours to Tokyo. It's like 9.5 one way, but it's about 8 on the way back. So, kind of similar. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic. Yeah, what's wrong with the Atlantic side? Like there must be some like meteorological or like climate reason because like a lot the people on the East Coast don't get these mild temperaments that we do, you know? There's probably lots of reasons for that. But we're just like chilling on this side. It gets super cold inland in the very far north, so I guess it's a big chunk of the country, but you get what I mean. I'm assuming most people live like in the more livable parts now. It's like Canada. Like if you look at the population, like if you look at like a population graph of Canada, like there's like a line like at the bottom, everyone's there. no one lives like no one lives like anywhere higher up. And there are a couple of people who are at TitchCon and they went to Tijuana. Fair enough, fair enough. I didn't have enough time. I just went over the long weekend. It is cool, I guess. It just seemed like a normal. I didn't see too much of it, I guess, but it seemed like a normal um city. I don't know. Oh, whenever I go to America, I'm like, yeah, it's an American city. Like it doesn't feel that different to Canada. Like obviously America is different to Canada, but just like at first glance, it's like really like that different, you know? It's the wind pattern in the jet stream. Weather generally moves from west to east. Okay, okay. Yeah, they just East Coast just getting the short end of the stick. Cause like yeah, the like entire like Toronto, New York, that kind of area, it gets so cold. Um, like half the country lives around the Oslo fjord. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. And welcome in Fork, yapping W. That's true. That's true. How are you doing today? And like 98% of Canada's population live within a 2-hour drive from the American border. I mean, yeah, it's just like who it like someone it's so like sparsely populated once you get like north like no one's living in the north. Working on your thesis for yapology. Nice, nice. I mean, theses take a long time, so it's a long process. It's we'll get in lots of practice today. Don't worry. I haven't been yapping very much, so I need to catch up. For my Nunavut folks, I'll be very surprised if someone came to stream and they're like, "I'm from Nunavut." I feel like not many people that would not happen very much. Um, the population in Tokyo is about equal without a Canada. Yeah, there's not many people in Canada. Canada is like relatively a quite small country. People live in Nunavut. Yes, yes. One day I'm gonna. Not many people. Not many people. One day you're gonna move to Vancouver once I win the lottery. Why do you have to win the lottery, Chicano? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just get a nice down payment going. I mean, Seattle is not cheap either. It must be not that much more. If you take into account the US dollar that you'll have after like selling your place or whatever, like I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, it's relatively. It's not like you're moving from like Ohio. I heard most of the Canada population lives close to the US border. Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, exactly. Um, exactly. Like Seattle is quite expensive too. And welcome in, Ricky. How are you? The 5 most expensive cities Vancouver was in. It is. It is. Don't get me wrong, but like they calculate that based on like the salaries versus the cost of housing. So, um, And yeah, like I said, American dollar. So you probably need a lot less money after in American dollars than you do in Canadian. But I guess you'd be leaving your job as well. So you have to figure that out. Um, but taxes will be very complicated if you still own your business in America, but then you lived in Canada. Like I feel like that would be very confusing. I don't even want to know. You'd have to budget for an accountant. That seems too confusing. Luckily, we don't have to do taxes until for a while. I'm trying to move to Vancouver. Should have did it way back, but I still want to do it. Good luck. Good luck. You got this. It is. I won't lie. It is a little expensive, but it is a little expensive, but all I'm this is all I know, it's like this is my home, and it's a very nice home, so not trying to leave it anytime soon. How's the US dollar to Canadian dollar exchange rate? It's like the US dollar is worth like 25% more, so it's a significant. Vancouver's like peak cities in North America. I agree. I agree. You guys know I'm a Vancouver chill. Like I think Vancouver's the best city ever. I will always like I'm like, guys, you should visit Vancouver. It's beautiful. Only like 20 years late. I mean, better late than never. Gonna be there in 2004, but things didn't go as planned. You took a really long time to try again. Vancouver's the only city in Canada I'd move to because the rest of the country seems like a frozen wasteland. Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. um, I guess Victoria too. That's true. Victoria's not too bad. Um, and you can live where Carly Rae Jepsen is she from Victoria or did she just go to Victoria University? Um, it's so cold up there. It's not cold in Vancouver. It's fine. Settlers in a frozen wasteland? That's true. It is true. It's a fact. Where's your Visit Canada affiliate link? Yeah, I need like when people pay for like their visas or like I don't even know. What would be the affiliate link? Like where would I get money out of this? Like a plane ticket to Vancouver, something like that? Maybe like Montreal. Yeah, I heard Montreal is really nice. I've never been though. Vancouver is beautiful. When I visited in 2014, I seriously didn't want to go back home at the end of the trip. It is. It really is. Like even living here my whole life, like sometimes I'll just be like driving or like when people visit, I show them around and then like I'm like and then I go to like I don't normally go to like touristy spots, right? But like um when I do, I'm like, damn, okay, it's really beautiful. Victoria's where that garden is, right? You card. Yeah, I think there is a garden in Victoria. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Carly is from somewhere called Mission in BC. She only studied in Victoria. Oh, so she's kind of from like it's not like quite the middle of nowhere because I've heard of it, but it's not a big place. At least compared to the big cities. You visit Montreal for sure, but they have brutal winters. Yeah, yeah. I mean, anywhere that's not Vancouver has brutal winters. Montreal is hella French though. Yeah, yeah. Oui. Or it's called like Bucart Garden or something. You've been there? Yeah, I think there's some sort of garden. I can't remember. But yeah, it's what's I gonna say? I have something to say, but I can't remember now. Um, but yeah, the only other sorry, rest of Canada. Um, I think another really nice place to visit is Banff. I think Banff is really beautiful as well. But it's very like it's kind of expensive. I do want to go back eventually, but it's kind of expensive because it's very like touristy. You got an Airbnb in East Van. Arrived at YVR after nightfall. Woke up the next day at the Airbnb. I saw the mountain from the balcony of the place. Damn. I mean, that's nice. You got a nice Airbnb with a nice view. It's very beautiful, especially the Japanese garden. Weave garden. Yeah, that's a weave garden. Yeah, so sounds nice. I'm not a garden enjoyer, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm scared of bees. I think there's too many bugs. If there's a garden, I'm like, if I see flowers, I'm like, if there's flowers, there's bees. Like that's just how it is. You sucker for koi fish and huge birds, okay? Huge birds. When I was driving to, I went to an air show and it was kind of closer to. Oh no, no, was it when I was going to White Rock? Can't remember. I was driving that way closer to America, and we saw a huge bald eagle. I was like, whoa, it crossed the border. In America, man. Um, trees in the shape of anime characters. That's a weeb garden if I've ever seen one. Flowers equals bees equals no. Exactly, exactly. It's not worth it. And what's so good about flowers? They're just plants, man. I want to talk. I want to have a koi pond one day, so relaxing, just sit and watch them. Go for it, man. Is it expensive? I guess you have to have a backyard, or you have to have a yard. You can't just have it in your house. I guess you could, but it probably would not be nice. Banff is in Alberta. Can you talk about it considering your contract with the BC Tourism Board? I was given there's like a clause in the contract about Banff. Banff is okay. Bald eagle flew home. Apparently, it was huge though. It was a massive eagle. So it must have been having a nice vacation from America. It could be quite expensive. Three of your brother-in-laws have them. What? Why is it? Are you guys a koi pond family? One of them is like 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot deep. 8 foot deep? What? That's huge. They flew up there, saw the housing prices, and came back. Yeah, that sounds about right. They just like koi fish. Wow, that's crazy that three of them have it. I guess they just all got into it together. You can like go swim with them if you want. I mean, Ratzi wanted to know. But welcome in, Ratzi. What's that in meters? 8 feet is like at least 2 meters. Um, but yes, I think they're secretly trying to compete with each other. This one goes. One of the guys like, I got my koi pond and it's 9 feet deep. I have 15 kois in there. You know. Swim with koi. That sounds terrifying. Does it? Are they scary? Do they bite? I have no idea. The huge pond though. I feel like the the people who the fish people, those people, like that's an expensive hobby. Especially like the people who has like the tropical fish tanks in their house, like those are so expensive. Like that's an expensive hobby just to have some fish around. You want a koi pond? You want a koi aquarium? Yeah, you can. You can. They're like giant goldfish. Yeah, they are really big. Michael Scott did it and he's fine. Michael Scott? Is he the guy from The Office? Is that wrong? Who is Michael Scott? Um, Koi Ocean in your house. Just live underwater. Um, Hot water tanks are expensive. Yeah, I know those like aquarium things are really expensive. The merman, oh no. Not the merman. You're gonna say he's from Breaking Bad? I'm so bad with I'm so bad with like famous actors. Like I'm just so I'm like I almost get like there's so many like middle-aged white guy actors. And I'm like I always get that confused. I'm like who is who, man? I can't even remember. Y'all seen this place where the little fish eat the dead skin on your feet? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. I think like sometimes it can get you quite sick, right? Or is that on Victorious? There was an episode about that on Victorious because you know Dan Schneider and feet, you know. Um, so I think they got sick. I don't know, but I don't know if that's real. You don't watch TV. I don't watch enough like especially like the really like if you like the really really big Hollywood actors, especially like older ones. I kind of have a lot of trouble with because like I don't really I'm not very familiar with them. Because white guy face blindness. To be fair, a lot of these actors look kind of the same. Not like some of them like obviously are very unique looking, right? Like some of them like definitely would recognize, but some of them kind of look the same. Um, is you calling all middle-aged white guys the same? All of these Hollywood actors, man, look the same. They must have a preference for certain types of faces. Michael Scott, Walter White, all the same in my mind. They're just generic names, man. Um, At 12:40 here now. Gotta head back to work. Okay, okay. Good luck with the rest of your work days, hero. And enjoy your time off. Get lots of rest. English white guys are all the same guy. Like for example, like okay, you guys. I just said in the Discord last night. I watched Good Will Hunting. Right? There's Matt Damon. And then there's like he looks like very generic. Right? No offense. No offense to him. Like him and like Leonardo DiCaprio. Who are the other guys? I'm always like these guys are the same. Oh, Brad Pitt looks very generic. He looks just like attractive white guy, you know. Um, Mark Wahlberg. Oh yeah, Mark Wahlberg is one of the guys, but I don't know who he is honestly. I know the name, but like I wouldn't pick him up. Um, who else? Who else? There is yeah, they all just have like very generic like there's like Matt, there's Mark, there's like you know like a lot of these that this is all it's very confusing. About them apples, exactly, exactly. Now I understand the reference. Mfork Wahlberg, yeah, Mfork is a much more unique name. Matt Damon, the guy that looks like Matt Damon in Breaking Bad. What? There's a guy that looks like Matt. Oh yeah, Ryan Gosling is one that like he looks so generic to me. I cannot. I'm like, is that guy Ryan Gosling? It's not Ryan Gosling. Like he just looks like a guy. Like I think it's blonde guys. I think it's blonde guys. That's confusing to me. Mark Wahlberg is my favorite rapper. Is he a rapper? You have a girl that you love, but you're only classmate friends, and I want to be close to her this year. So last year in high school, how can I get close to her? I want to like by the end of the year ask her to prom and confess. I don't think you need to confess. First of all, I think you could just ask her to prom. I think it's that's a pretty that's like I think it's already clear about your feelings if you already ask her to prom. I would just say like just talk to her. Just talk to her and talk to her like you would when you're making any other friend. And you can see like maybe you guys have something in common or and honestly like if you saying already that you love her, yeah, just be yourself first of all. But I would say like already try and hang out with her or go out with her or like ask her out already. Like get to know her a little bit and then I wouldn't wait till like a whole year to ask her out because that's a long time. That's a long time. And you don't want to be like just like daydreaming about her for a year and like build her up in your mind and stuff like that because it could be quite you know you want to like why waste your time, just get to know her, hang out, and if she's interested. The straight men go crazy for Ryan Gosling, just a white man, for real, for real. It's like Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds. And welcome in social. Is it Yap o'clock already? It's always Yap o'clock. Stop trying to make Fall Guy a thing. Yeah, what's the thing with Fall Guy? Are you talking about the movie? I kept getting ads for it. Yeah, I wouldn't confess because at least from the woman's perspective, it's kind of like a lot at once, right? If someone's like, if like you don't need to confess, like it's too much, and it's a lot of pressure. And it's a bit like what do you even like say to that, So I think it's better to just instead of confessing, if you like someone, just ask them out. I think it's a bit more of like a easier first step, right? You want to be myself. Being yourself is what got me into the situation in the first place. No. You don't want to have to fake be someone you're not for the rest of your life. Are Chris Evans, Pratt, and Hemsworth similar? Yeah, yeah. There's too many Chris's, Ricky. And then there's yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's so many like of these like actors that there's so many blonde guys, man. I don't think being blonde is that common, is it? I'll be back after every month to tell you the progress. Okay, you got this. Why am I being tagged so much? You're just popular. You're just popular. Um, just be friends and see if anything in common and can connect. Yeah, yeah. Just get to know her. Just get to know her. It's not a good idea to just like her from afar for like a long time because then you don't really like. If you like her, you should you want to get to know her. You want to get to know the real her, and not just kind of how you imagine she'd be in your head. Um, so it's good. What about Michael Fassbender? True, true. Michael Fassbender is another one. Even told I flirt like a bot. um, I don't know. I don't know what's that's interesting. And I do know telling a girl you love her isn't the right first move. Yeah, that's not the right first move. That's a bit too much too soon. You're going to go to and your suit doesn't fit well. Is it because you're too muscular now? Maybe it's time for a new suit. I know they're very expensive though. This sucks. It should be a TO. You get to yap at the players. Tournament organizer. What about Timothy Chalamet? I feel like he looks different than like Matt Damon or something, right? If you got homework, okay, good luck with your homework. More awkward to talk to someone if you wait. I agree. I think it's a mistake a lot of especially younger guys make, like just like, or even girls can make this mistake. Like you're just like have a huge crush on someone and then you're too shy to talk to them, so then like you just like you just keep thinking about them, but also welcome in P. And then like you're imagining them in your mind, but you don't actually know them, right? Like, and then so then like when you talk to them, like they might not be what you expect. And then when you if you finally get to talk to them, or like finally get to know them, that's a lot of pressure on them too, because now you have this whole expectation in your head, and like you have so much stronger feelings than the other person does. Like that's like it's uncomfortable for the other person as well. And it's not healthy for you as well, because like you don't actually know them. They might suck, They might suck. Or you might just not get along at all. They might have a completely different sense of humor from you, or maybe they only like Matt Damon. You never know. You match with the bot on Hinge, and I was like, wait, this is me flirting. Maybe people are thinking you're a bot then. You're getting more muscular, you go to gym. Okay, good luck at the gym. Enjoy. To be a tournament organizer. I don't know enough about any game to manage a tournament, Chicano. You have to check the chemistry first. Exactly. You might just not like them when you actually get to know them. And welcome in, Lee. How are you? And you obsessive over someone and they suck, all the energy spent sitting in them is wasted. You could just talk to them and notice that you can't connect earlier. Exactly, my fork. You're very wise. Because you're agreeing with me. If they only like Matt Damon, I'm out. Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. That's what I'm saying. You gotta talk to them first. Just find out if they only like Matt Damon. You say like cheese and go from there. I mean, yeah, you gotta rule out the people who don't like cheese. ChatGPT flirting. Maybe you should just ask ChatGPT and maybe you'd have a better outcome. What if their favorite legendary bird ends up being Moltres? That's a bit of a red flag, honestly. Like, what is that? That's very questionable. Then you regretfully but firmly move on with your life. Exactly. Why y'all slandering Matt? He's goated. No, he was great. He was great in that movie. And I think I've also like I think I've also seen him in what's that movie? The Martian. But he was much older in The Martian. Also, one thing I noticed about Matt Damon, speaking of Matt Damon and his looks, one thing I noticed while watching the movie, his nose is so sloped. Like, you know, like noses have like an angle of they curve in and out. His is like crazy. Have you seen it? I was like, is that a normal? Is that a natural nose? Do people just have noses like that? Um, Asking ChatGPT for a pickup line. Do you have a map? Because I just got lost in your eyes. That's a basic one. They couldn't even think of one themselves. Trying that next. This can't get any worse. I would say just you know, do whatever comes naturally to you. Then I think like different people have different preferences of how they want to be spoken to at the start. So like just actually no. My advice would be unsolicited advice would be to read their profile and then ask them about something in the profile. I think that's always a good shout. Not being a Zapdos enjoyer? Yeah, that's a bit. What if they say like they like Galarian? What's the really cursed? The one that looks like a chicken. The Galarian one. Matt Damon. Is that a Matt Damon emote? Is that Matt Damon? Is that what he looks like now? I'm sorry, I don't recognize him now. I just saw him when he was like a kid. He looks different. Who's watching a movie and look at the nose? His nose is crazy. Cool ribbon. Thank you. Thoughts on Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Reynolds is cool. He's a funny guy. And he's from Vancouver, so he's a hometown hero. Galarian Zapdos. Yeah, I feel like liking Galarian Zapdos is a bit of a red flag. You do that, Mija? No luck yet, though. It's just there's a lot of it's a long process. I think. Good luck. But I think you're doing the best you can do. What if they don't even like Pokemon? Oh, then I guess you can't ask that question. If you're like, what's your favorite legendary bird? And they're like, what? What did they say, like, bald eagle? Then you're like, oh. That's okay. I don't really mind if they don't like Pokemon. I'm not personally invested in this. That's Matt Damon. Yeah, he just looks different now, okay? Like, I just watched him in 1997, okay? Hometown hero Ryan Rennie, exactly. He's a funny guy, but I don't think he's like, I don't know. We were talking about this on Wednesday. Ryan Reynolds is like the guy that guys say it's like if you ask men, he's like the most handsome actor. A lot of them will go like Ryan Reynolds, but I don't think I know a single woman who would say like I'm sure maybe Blake Lively, but I know like most women wouldn't be like oh like Ryan Reynolds is the most handsome, you know, like most people don't say that. Yeah, straight men love Ryan Reynolds, man. And welcome in, Bear. Hope you're doing well. What's your favorite legendary dog? My favorite Pokemon, period, is Zacian. They say what? Then you respond, we're done here. Oh no. You don't want to date a normie? Well, maybe okay. What if they're not a normie, but they're just like they're like a JRPG snob, okay? They're like, actually, Pokemon isn't a real JRPG. And then they're a JRPG snob. They're like too much of a they're not normie enough. That like, is that okay? Because I feel like that's even worse for me. Can confirm. Ricky, are you in love with Ryan Reynolds? You're convinced a lot of them are lying? No, I think they're telling the truth. I think they're telling the truth. I think straight men actually do like Ryan Reynolds. I think like his personality is attractive. He's very funny. The house is filled with Sephi merch, like Sephiroth. They're just like they have like a Sephiroth body pillow. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this hypothetical person. How is JRPG different from RPG? It's just made in Japan. They just have a very they just have like a different style, I guess. Look at some weeb games, they have dating sim games. Oh yeah, I feel like if I looked at someone's Steam library and they had some very questionable dating games, like I would be like, I think that's a red flag. Also. Like especially if they have it publicly. Like if they like okay, if you play it secretly and no one knows, that's one thing. But like if you play it and you publicly list on your Steam file, it's like that's a bit that's questionable. Is Honey Pop questionable? Yes. You don't want to date a crazy person either. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to date a crazy person, man. The one and only Sephiroth. If it was Sung, on the other hand, understandable. Sephiroth is the ultimate husband. Oh no. I think for me, if they had anime merch at all, it would be a red flag. But that's a bit different because I'm Japanese. Ryan Reynolds' audience is straight men only and no one else. Perhaps. At least it's the people who think he's very attractive. Honestly, I believe Chris Hemsworth is way more attractive, but Ryan's personality is more attractive. Yeah, I feel like I'm such a straight guy. Like all the really like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, yeah, like Ryan Reynolds. Like I feel like that's like male gaze, 100%. Also depends on the play time of the game. Like 10K hours on a Catboy Maid Cafe game. Yeah, that's just questionable. Like honestly, having 10K hours in any game is a bit questionable. I'd be like, is this person a functioning member of society? Like Chris Hemsworth, Matt Damon, Ryan Reynolds, Walter White. Are you saying straight men think Walter White is handsome? Michael Scott. I don't know, man. How about Hugh Jackman? I love Hugh Jackman, actually, personally. And I think Hugh Jackman is a handsome man, especially in Logan. He's great in Logan. And welcome in, Reem. Good afternoon to you as well. It's a bit morning for me, but good afternoon. Hope we're doing well today. Is a Raiden Shogun body pillow a red flag? Yes. Yes. Are we listing attractive men now? I don't know if that was an attractive men list. Welcome in, Thunder. You're currently in Shibuya, but you're scared to go outside because maybe Sukuna is still causing chaos out there. Isn't it like really early in the morning? In Japan? Or it's like the middle of the night. Don't go outside. I talked about Hugh Jackman here before. Hugh Jackman's great. How about a female actress that I find attractive? I find Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Garner, I don't know who that is, Zendaya, and Zoe Saldana. I feel like Scarlett Johansson is definitely like I don't know. I feel like with women it's a bit different. I don't know. I'm not sure. 9 p.m. I believe 1 p.m. in America. Oh, but I'm on the west coast of America, so we have different time zones. Usually Hugh and Deadpool and Wolverine. I haven't seen it yet. I forgot you're in Canada. It's not a Canada specific time zone. It's East Coast and West Coast of Canada and America. You're gonna play that monkey game? What's the monkey game? Oh, Wukong. No. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, don't. I don't know what you're gonna do outside at 2 a.m., man. You hate ties so much you ever invented them socks. Did you get the suit on? Did it fit? I don't know who Zoe is, but I agree. Yeah, she's Gamora on Guardians. She's Gamora's beautiful. I love her. I don't personally. I'm not a Scarlett. I think Scarlett Johansson is pretty, but she's not my type personally. Love Zendaya. I actually was trying to watch. Instead of Good Will Hunting, I wanted to watch Challengers with Zendaya, but I couldn't find it. It was not on streaming. Love Zendaya. Love Zoe. Yeah, Zoe Saldana is so beautiful. Gal Gadot. Oh yeah, Gal Gadot is pretty. You have a backup suit. Fortunately, does it fit? You had a backup suit that was bigger. If it's made by Chinese, to have figured you'd play it. I don't know much. I don't know much about this game. I wasn't gonna play it. Um, Tom Holland. True. I think a lot of women like Tom Holland. We should just send pictures of Tom Holland in the Discord. He is a handsome boy. You hated challenges, really? Is it not good? I was gonna give it. I saw some people think it's good. You don't like Zendaya? Okay, I'm sorry. Like you don't like her as a person, or like you mean like you just don't like she's not your type. What about Andrew Garfield? Oh, Andrew Garfield is very handsome. Your fancy one was tailored for me years ago, but he beefed up since. This backup one isn't tailored. Ah, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you did back up. I guess that's a downside. That's a downside of getting buff. Your clothes won't fit. Tom Holland is super popular in Korea. Yeah, fair enough. Others find it good. I didn't like it. Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess I'll see. Are we just reviewing male actors now? Okay. I think. Oh, look. I feel like with male actors, it's such a male gaze and female gaze kind of thing. But I feel like with female actors, like I think we can all appreciate a beautiful woman. You know, like I think like there isn't so much of a like I think when at least for straight guys, like when they consider whether they find a man attractive, they're saying like do I want to look like this guy, or do I like admire this guy, or like you know what they like traits that they value. So a lot of times it's like a certain type of look and like being very muscular or like that kind of thing. And but then in reality, a lot of women are not they're not valuing the same traits, you know, that men think that is valuable. You know what I mean? We're basically saying whether people who get paid to be attractive. Okay, sorry, I just completely botched that. We're saying whether we find people who get paid to be attractive. That's true. But even the people who are like even like very famous Hollywood actors, I think a lot of times like it could be like personal preference, right? Like they are like I think we can all agree like they're like objectively attractive, right? But sometimes it's like we all have different preferences. Straight or gay, we all we all unite to appreciate beautiful women. Exactly. Um, Glenn Powell is cute too. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Beautiful woman and Adam Driver. True. No, oh my god. I always got flamed from like my male friends in school about Adam Driver. Like they just don't get it. We can all agree Emma Watson. Yeah, Emma Watson is great. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I think it just like depends on the what am I trying to say? I think it just like I think like a lot of the female actors that are very famous are just like objectively very pretty. I think like women will just appreciate beauty in other women no matter what. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh yeah, this person's pretty. And they might not like I think for me specifically, like I like more like K-pop idols and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't have like a list. I don't think I have like a list of like female actors. I think like yeah, IU. Okay, I love IU. That's true. I do agree with that. But I'm trying to think of like Western actors, and I'm sure like there's some that I just can't think of off the top of my head. But it's definitely not like you know like the like you know like Scarlett Johansson or Mila Kunis. It's definitely not like that for me. But I think it's also like how they're marketed, because a lot of times like sorry, Scarlett Johansson and like Mila Kunis and stuff like that, when they're in movies, they're very much like catering towards like the at least the directors and stuff. They're very much their look and like how they're presented. It's very much being catered towards men. Um, so I think like, if like especially if you just saw them in like a different light, then it would be different. Wan Young. I think yeah, Wan Young is really pretty too. But you guys know my number one love right now, Kazuha. I love Kazuha. I think I just love for me personally, my type for women is like monolids. Like Kazuha, Jenny, like for example, like out of all everyone in like ITZY, I love Yeji. So I think I think that's just my type. I guess Wan Young doesn't have that, but she's just pretty. Um, Lisa from Blackpink. I'm a Jenny fan. I just think Jenny's so beautiful. Um, we just some great taste, of course, of course. I mean, all these K-pop idols are pretty. Like I think like you can't really have bad taste when it comes to idols. I feel like they're even more strict with their look. But there's definitely like a variety. Definitely different types. I guess okay, but not there's a variety in some sense, like in their facial features, but I guess not a variety in like like very like specific kind of like they're all very skinny. Um and like there's not much you could, like there's not much you could do about that. There's not enough variety there. And they're all Asian. Le Sserafim come back soon. Um it's exciting. I haven't been following their recent comebacks and stuff. You're Wendy fan because I remember her name. Yeah, yeah. Wendy's great though. She's such a good vocalist. Like she's like actually insane at singing. I believe Lisa's dating a French businessman. You know, she's dating like the son of a French billionaire or something like that. Like he's like a he's like really rich for some reason. Which is like fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I think they've been dating for a while, but it was kind of just like private, which is nice. I feel like people aren't digging into it too much, which is good. Like I feel like she deserves, especially because she's dating someone who's not like famous. Like they're not like a public person. Like I guess they're famous in the sense that they're like really rich, but like they're not like a public figure, right? I think that's why. Red Velvet vocals are top tier, and NMIX vocals are amazing too. Yeah, yeah. I always appreciate a good vocals group. I think SM generally tries to go for like better vocals because I know aespa sings well too. That counts as a businessman. I guess so. I guess so. Um, Big disappointment. No wonder she ghosted me. Yeah, sorry. She was already. That's the reason. Yeah, she was already taken. Yeah, it seems like yeah, and I don't think there's like that much information about it, and it's kind of good that people aren't like people are so like I don't know, people are so like creepy. Oh my god, I remember like looking, I was on like Reddit like searching for something else or whatever, and then like people are like out there like analyzing. Oh my god, it was Emiru, the streamer, and they were like, "Oh, is Emiru dating this guy?" And then they were like analyzing her bed. Like they were like, "Oh my gosh, she didn't sleep in her bed because she laid out the clothes like this on the bed, and then the next day the things were still there." And I'm like, "Bro, like get a life. Like actually touch like go outside, please." Like that is like the most but yeah, it's like that's like K-pop fans level of unhinged, okay? Like come on. Any dating drama really upsets me. Like, why do people care so much? Yeah, that's like their personal business. Like, it's so stupid. Especially when they have to like apologize for dating. I'm like, um, that's so like, that's so toxic that like they have to apologize for just like dating. I know it's really bad with like VTubers and stuff like that as well. Um, this VTuber, like, there was that one VTuber who like, it wasn't even like she wasn't even like dating anyone. It was just, they just found out that she had talked to a man, and then she had to like apologize or she got like fired or something like that. Like I was like, come on, come on. That's like I feel like that's like pushing such a toxic narrative be like, oh, like, yeah, you're entitled to this person is even in their personal life, and um like you have a chance with them. It's like, no, you don't have a chance with them. Like, come on. They're just like trying to like they're like fueling really unhealthy behaviors. Um I mean, it's cute too. People have way too much time on their hand that they're caring that much about someone they don't know. Exactly, exactly. People are crazy. I think some companies think their idols are more marketable when they're single. It's toxic. Yeah, I think it's really messed up. I think it's like it's getting better though, because I think like a lot of idols these days can just date, and it's not a big of a deal. Like Jenny was dating like quite early on, and there was a little bit of backlash, but like it was in the end. It's like, well, you know, she's an adult. She can date if she wants, you know. But I think also like Blackpink wasn't really marketed as like you know, like a girlfriend experience kind of thing, you know. And welcome in emo. Greetings from Egypt. Hello. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I think it just depends. I hope it's dying out. I don't know. Um, but yeah, people can be really unhinged. Just reading people's like comments and stuff like that, like trying to like analyze it and like figure it out. It's like, really, does it really matter? Like, come on. Like you're not gonna date Emeroon. Like it doesn't matter. Like she doesn't want you. um Hope the culture gets better, especially with the fans. I don't know. It's tough. It's been so long, and it's like slightly better, yeah, but it's still not great. Christian Bale said it best. If you have a problem with me, text me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I think that's always been like a problem, especially with like actors. But I think now, like obviously, like people are much more accessible, right? Like people are more like you can talk to them on social media. You can talk directly to them, so it's a bit different. For some reason, K-pop stands are especially entitled and invasive. I think because like they really promote like being like very very parasocial with them. Um, and then some groups will even do like, have you seen those like oh my god, I think I talked about this before, but have you seen like the weird like wake up calls and stuff like that from K-pop idols? Where they'll be like, "Good morning, did you like?" They'll like talk into your phone as if they're FaceTiming you, and they'll be like, "Good morning, did you eat today? Like have a good day today." And then like they'll like so like you could pretend that you're like dating them. It's like that's so weird. It's so weird to like see those videos. And like making them do that is like really messed up. People send death threats for any freaking reason nowadays. They really do. They really do. Um. Okay. English only in chat, please. He has a bad name. Just let them cook as long as they release good music. Exactly. I feel like people should just like, you know, just chill on like the just enjoy the group. Enjoy. You can even enjoy the visuals. Enjoy the music. Enjoy the dances, but going too far is you know, some people just have a I don't know, they need to go outside. um and welcome in Georgia. Hope you have a nice day as well. You want to speak Arabic? I'm sorry, English only in chat because we don't, you know, otherwise we can't read. If you want, call me Toko. Okay, Toko. Yeah, I was like, I did not know how to like break that up. I was like, the only word I see is Georgia. But okay, Toko. But yeah, it's a what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Yeah, we can't moderate if it's not in English because we don't know what you're saying. And then like everyone, we want to talk to everyone in the chat and everyone to understand what everyone's saying. So it's just easier, and we're all semi-competent at English, you know. Okay. I'm just going to the bathroom. I will be right back. Enjoy the Malomar in the meantime. Just give me a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Malamart. Semi-confident is exactly how I unfortunately describe your English. Semi-confident is the only way I speak. My brain is very confident, my mouth less so. Yeah, I mean that's why I said semi-confident because I was gonna say like we all speak English, but it can be questionable sometimes. Actually, I was just thinking about this earlier. Do you guys feel like your spelling is getting worse? Like I feel like I don't know if it's just because like I don't write stuff down anymore or like if it's like because I'm always typing and there's like spell check, but like I feel like my spelling is getting worse because like these days when I'm like typing a message out or something, I find myself more often misspelling a word and be like, oh, like I spelled that wrong. Um and then like and then I'm like I look at the word, I'm like, oh, I spelled that really wrong. Like how did I do that? And if I feel like it happens more often. Um That's kind of why I have a spell check turned off. Usually, yeah, makes yourself try and type it correctly. Yeah. I feel like my spelling is going so bad. I think it's because I don't. Um, it's because I haven't been reading. I don't read as much as I did when I was like younger or in school. And I don't write as much. Like I don't write at all, really. When I try to write, I was like miswrite everything. Usually my spelling is always accurate. Usually your spelling is always accurate. Right, Chicano. I think I could kick your butt in a spelling bee. Just finished reading Lord of the Rings last night. Your English is at an all-time high. Um, yeah, I think I need to read. I was trying to. Okay, I think like recently I've been noticing one, my spelling has been getting worse, and two, um, I I feel like my focus and my memory have been getting worse. Like I don't know if I'm just old, which I doubt. And then like I was trying to see if other people had the same thing, and like some people are saying like scrolling, like if you're just like scrolling through like for example I just scroll through like Reddit, um, and I think that's like really bad because if you're just scrolling without any like purpose and you're just like seeing what comes up, I think that could be really bad. It's bad for your focus and it's bad for your attention span. And especially when I'm working, I always like check my phone and get distracted like like quite often, right? I'm kind of like switching back and forth quite often. So like um maybe that could be it, but I feel like my brain must be stimulated to some extent because I do work I do work as like a programmer. Like I am like coding quite frequently, which, should use your brain. Um I don't feel like it's like a lack of brain use. I think maybe I need to read. I think maybe I need to read more. And I think I deleted, but big news. I deleted Reddit because I don't think I should just scroll through the home feed. I think if I want to look up something specifically on Reddit, I think that's fine. Like a lot of times I'll watch a movie or something and I want to see what people think about it or whatever. But I think like just scrolling is bad. It's because everything autocorrects now if you're not handwriting things. Yeah, exactly. I feel like my spelling has gotten worse. Yeah, I do think I need to read more. You guys remember I started reading The Road? And that was like 6 months ago. I like stopped reading it at some point and I did not get back into it. So I think I need to get back into it. I need to finish that book because I was going to buy another book and I was like, wait, I didn't finish that book. So I'm gonna get back into it. I need a good time a day to read though. Like, I don't know when. Um, used to write papers with no spell check. I sometimes not even proofreading it. Yeah, my spelling. That's why I kept surprising me because I've always been quite good at spelling. I'm never the type of person to like make grammar mistakes or spelling mistakes. And even recently, I've been like, oh, like type the wrong there or like type the wrong your, and then I'll be like, wait, that's wrong. But like my first instinct was to type the wrong thing, and I'm like, is that normal or is that like I feel like that's happening more often? What was the last book you opened? It was The Road. I was reading it like months ago, and I just dropped it. I'll get back into it. I think the last time I read it was maybe in like June. Your ADHD prevents you from reading the many books you own. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a different story. I don't think I have ADHD though, like, because I noticed my focus getting worse and stuff like that. But I don't think I have ADHD because like I think I would have noticed like growing up and like in school and stuff like that like I would have noticed having some sort of like if I do, then it's like so minor that it wasn't affecting me in any way, right? Um, so I don't think I don't think that's the case for me. You're rubbing off on me? No. But it's not gonna be so I feel like I feel like if I get to the point where I never use the wrong your, then that's a I can't be like that. You have unmedicated ADHD and you feel read Lord of the Rings. Yeah, maybe I guess it's different for everyone. Um, twice in welcome in class. Signal just ended. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is this one? Oh, this is Yenna. I'm sure twice. I have a lot of twice in this place. I'm sure they'll come back. Um, he's a correct grammar. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I don't doubt that you know it. Like if you really thought about it, then you know it. But you just type. Cause I feel like I understand how it's happening now because I'm starting to sometimes type the wrong one at first, and then but I realize. Um, Mine's unmedicated too. Once I get some ad, you'll be set. You'll be a reading machine. Just when it comes to dissing you, it's second nature for me. Guys, of course. What's my favorite girl group? These days maybe Twice. I'll say like Blackpink is like my OG favorite, but they don't really release music, so I don't know. I haven't been following like latest releases and stuff of groups, so I'm not really sure. But it's a good game. What's your favorite good games? Um, Good games. There's so many, man. I actually recently felt the urge to play a game, and then I was like, nah. Because I was gonna like, I was like, oh, I should play something on my phone, but then I was like, what do I play on my phone? I should play something on my Switch. I guess it was Golden Girl. Who is Golden Girls again? Is that like Diana Ross? That's not right, right? A game? League? Like League of Legends? I was considering booting up Wild Rift, but then I was like, I don't play Wild Rift. I think I want to not play mobile games as much because I was having wrist issues, but I think they're fine now. Play video games. I do. I do sometimes. I do sometimes. Jack and I have a co-op randomizer of Elden Ring, and that's quite fun. It's quite fun because like I don't know, Elden Ring, like just the like having a randomizer just makes it way more replayable. I think because like you don't know what's gonna like you can't like use something specific, and then like you have like random bosses and stuff. I think on co-op it's a little too easy. Major games, actually games. Sometimes. Um, Major Yaps is more accurate. I should rebrand. I should rebrand to Major Yaps. I feel like it's so ingrained now. I feel like I can't change it now. It's been like 3.5 years. Actually, more than that. A bit of a grammatical stickler, but there's a thing in Norwegian where we have two words for when, and people start only using one word for both. The language is changing. You gotta get with the times. I guess why do you need two words for when only one will suffice? You know, they're just becoming more efficient. You know, we should care about efficiency. Yeah, what is the difference? But yeah, I do wanna play like I want like a new good game, you know? Um like what I need one that I really like. But I feel like I'm so specific about what games I like. The Queen speaks in old English like most larpers. He speaks in like Shakespearean English. If only one suffices, and we truly only need one. It's like who and whom. That's true. That's true. There is technically a difference, but like, there is technically a difference, but like, it's not. It's. I feel like it. I feel like kind of. I feel like kind of like what's the right word? I feel like kind of like weird when I like when I use whom, like I feel like I'm just being pretentious. That's the word. There's da for singular time events and not I don't know how to pronounce the accent for ongoing or repeated events. Oh, okay, okay. And maybe it's not necessary. Um, Meaning Shakespearean is technically modern English. Old English is like Beowulf. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I didn't know this. Okay, you're going all the way back. You want to do Lapras? Okay, okay, let's do Lapras. If you're gonna replace the word with he or she, use who. If you're gonna replace it with him or her, use whom. He or she, him or her. I don't even know. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of acceptable just to use who for everything, Like I feel like for example, I feel like I do try to use the right like like there's like it's possessive and it's like it is the contraction, or there's like who's like possessive and who's with the apostrophe. Those ones I use the right one, but whom just feels very pretentious. Like I feel like it just feels like kind of I feel like I'm just being weird, I'm gonna say whom. Where is it? Lapras. Lapras. He's large. Okay. But they're technically wrong. But they're about to be technically right. Language changes with the times. If the question can be answered with him, it's whom. Yeah. But no one uses whom. That's the thing. You have 16 Pokemon.
Let's keep going. Think very hard of the Pokemon you want me to guess. Say okay when you're ready.
Okay.
Say okay when you're ready.
Okay.
Nice. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Answer yes, no, or I don't know. You can also say it depends. Does your Pokemon have a tail?
Yes.
Okay. Is it mainly yellow?
No.
That's
not
what
Pikachu.
I thought. Does it have legs?
No. It has like fins.
Does your Pokemon have fins?
Yes.
I see.
Are you listening?
Can your Pokemon evolve into another Pokemon?
No.
Aha! Is your Pokemon mainly blue?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Does it have a shell?
Yes. It's on to me.
That's what I thought. I think I found it.
It's got it.
If I'm not mistaken, you were thinking of Lapras.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Great!
Whoa. That one was clean. That one was so clean. What the hell? I think got lucky with the fins question, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. He cheated. Yeah, I think he was listening when I said fins. I think they have an advanced voice recognition, and he was listening. What if he's listening all the time? Pokeball? Can you hear me? No, I think you can only hear me when I press the button. What if it's collecting my data? I actually unplugged my Google Home. I have a Google Home technically, but like I actually don't use it. I have it unplugged because it was freaking me out. It would like randomly turn on, and then I was worried it would like turn on stream, and then just like say something it shouldn't. I tried to remove all like my location data and stuff like that, but like sometimes it would still turn on during stream, and I'm like, I don't want that. Pokeball game is secretly spyware. Exactly. He's listening all the time, like your Echo Dot. Probably. Can't wait till that thing breaks. I think it's on the brink of breaking. Or I did drop it at some point. Now there's a scratch. You can't see the scratch, but I trust there's a scratch. You have 3 Google Homes you bought for family members. Yeah, I mean like my mom has one too, and I don't know. I don't think she uses it. We're all slowly turning into privacy nuts. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, like now that you realize like how much stuff is like listening to you and taking your data and stuff like that, it's kind of creepy. I think we all kind of are like hyper aware of that. But like also it's kind of at the point where it's like there's not much you can do. Like we all have information online and there's like not much you can do about it. Okay, Claus, let's watch it. Clip. Let's see what we get. I like the voice assistant because I don't like talking to get stuff done. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I gotta remove the 30-second clips. I need to do that eventually. Yeah, it's the alpha. this is also a nothing clip. Hold on. It weren't for people like look how different my background looked. If I didn't know anyone in Europe, I don't think I would have ever gone. Aside from maybe look at that for whatever work had paid for it. My black and white hair was cool, but like outside of that, I would but say like it's different. I still want to go back. I still want to. I would love to see more of Japan. I would love to go back to Korea because only like I said, I was only there for like 3 days and it wasn't enough time. On the other side. Nice. Oh, I hated this puzzle. That's cursed. That's cursed because I tried doing that. That's not how icicles work. Oh no, this is when I tried it. This is when I tried it. I also have my heart. I tried doing that and then I missed. So then I was like, oh, that's not the solution to the puzzle. And then I was stuck. I got stuck for so long. And then I just missed. So that was really on me. I was bad aim, I guess. We need some clips spring cleaning. It's impossible now. I'm a fork. There's 3 years. There's 3.5 years of clips. I cannot clear out all the mistake ones. There's too many mistake ones. You think about going back to Linux? Good luck. Your hair was so long. It was. I'm growing it out now, guys. You see? I've gotten so far. Look, it's almost touching my shoulders. Speaking of clips with the context of the dancing clip with no music, the VODs don't have music because it's copyrighted. So when you watch it live, there's music, but when you watch the VOD, there's no music. It's so frustrating watching you do that. I know, I'm sorry. It's probably really annoying to watch me play any puzzle game. Because I'm just like really bad at them. Dungeons really killed Miju's gaming career. That's true. Dungeons really made me suffer a lot. What killed my gaming career? Yeah, definitely Dungeons. Also, completing the Pokédex in Pokemon made me never want to touch a video game ever again. 3.5 years of accidental clips. Exactly. I cannot clear them out anymore. It's too late. What's your biggest ick? Dungeons. True. Immediate ick dungeon. I was just telling Miju what to do. No. I did not like. Okay, when it comes to like if I get stuck, I don't mind chat giving me a hint or an answer. Yeah, I don't mind backseating in that sense. Like I think like a lot of times we're like working together trying to solve it or whatever. I don't mind, but I don't like when like it's just when people are like sometimes people are so like entitled. They're like demanding, right? They're like, oh, you should use this, like you should play like this, and you're like, bro, like why would I listen to you? Like I don't know you. And then like if someone says on Pokemon like use this Pokemon or whatever, I even if it's the best option technically, I use something else. I'm like, screw you. I'm using something else. And deleting your message. It's not a problem anymore because you don't play games. Exactly. Oh no, actually, Elden Ring has dungeons technically. But I suffered so much the first time. I don't know how far you are in Elden Ring, but Stormville Castle, it took me so long to get through. And Jack was like telling me where to go, and I was still like suffering. I was like, I hate dungeons, man. Even in any game, dungeons suck. Man, I'm a dungeon mute. Ew. Blocks them immediately. When's the next cooking stream though? Halloween cookies or something? Oh, good point. We do need to do another cooking stream at some point. Maybe Halloween themed? I'm not gonna be here on Halloween. I was just thinking that. I'm actually leaving for Japan before Halloween, like a few days before. But maybe we can do a Halloween baking stream. And then maybe I can wear a costume when we do the Halloween baking, because I do want to do a Halloween costume, but I'm not gonna be here on actual Halloween. I don't even know if it's on a stream day. and walk him in mana. You only listen when it makes sense. It depends how they say it. If they're giving advice, if they're giving advice is one thing, but like if some people are like demanding, like some people like will literally come in and be like, "Why, like you idiot? Why aren't you using this Pokemon? Like this is the best one against that one." You know, like if they ask like that, like come on, I'm not gonna listen to you. But like if like if people are giving me like help, like advice in a nice way, then that's probably fine. It's really about how you say. First of all, watching streams don't backseat the game unless the streamer asks for help. Yeah, it depends on the stream, but I think it's in general it's better to not err on the side of not backseating. But some streamers are okay with backseating. It depends what it is. Like especially like I used to do like challenge runs and stuff like that, and I would always take suggestions from chat and stuff because like it's like we're working together to like try to figure out this challenge run. As long as you're not being like demanding about it. Are you still streaming Genshin regularly? Yes, every Wednesday. Actually, they're releasing the new region now, so it's actually a very exciting stream next Wednesday. It's like a new version. Like it's not like a patch; it's like a new version. Japan stream? No, I don't think so. I'm just visiting family, so it's not like traveling around Japan. It's like tourism. I'm gonna be like staying with my family in like a small town in Japan. Japanese only stream. That would be good for like 5 minutes, but then no one would understand what I'm saying, and then they would just be like, not. I would have to just talk to myself, you know. Thing in school during stream, so I'm never there on Wednesdays. I stream at 3 p.m. Pacific, so yeah, it depends when you have school. Could be. They dance with spiders and dungeons into Genshin. They do have spiders in Genshin. They suck, man. They're only in a few domains, which I guess are dungeons. But in Genshin, the puzzles are kind of easy, so I just kind of brute force them. Oh, not through 5 minutes of that. Exactly. Like, would you watch a stream where you just can't understand anything? Either school or work. Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's why my Japanese only thing is 1 minute. So it's like you can just enjoy the novelty of it for 1 minute, but I don't have to talk to myself for like an hour, you know? There goes me hoping to grab me just itinerary for whenever I go to Japan. Yeah, I'm not the best. Obviously, yeah, don't use my itinerary. It'll be super boring. Yeah, it's not like it is a vacation, yes. We're going on like a mini vacation on the weekend, but it's somewhere like closer to my mom's hometown because we're going with my aunt and uncle, and like, Japan work life, they don't get that much days off, so it has to be over the long weekend. Do you play Super Smash Bros? No, I'm sorry. I've played it like once or twice in my life. I'm not good. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, eventually I'll do like a proper Japan tourism trip, but like I don't know, for me it's like unless I'm going with friends or something like that, like I feel kind of like bad going to Japan and like not visiting family because it's like I'm already there, like I feel like I should see my family, and like if I'm going then like I'd kind of rather see my family than like travel around. But I think as long as I need to as long as I have time to do both, then it's okay. But only a few times, and I just press random buttons the entire time. Same. The few times that someone has made me play Smash, I just press every button on the controller. It doesn't really work. Everyone's too good. Looks like 2XKO was a flop. I was excited. Did it come out? I have no idea. Not been following. That's a genius trap. Yeah, fair enough. Press random buttons. That's kind of what it feels like watching Smash, but I don't really understand how it works. I just never really got into it because like I'm not a big like competitive game person, so I don't really like playing games or like especially when you have to play against other people. It's kind of for me it's like I kind of just want to like play a game at my own time, at my own speed, and when you're like playing with other people, obviously like you can't just leave in the middle or like you're kind of beholden to the other people's time, so it's not really my preference. When you're playing Smash, is you playing Akali in League, you just press every button. I mean, that can work. That can work. Probably not very well, but it would probably do something. I have no idea. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm not big on competitive games. Like if I'm being forced to, like I can kind of enjoy League of Legends if I'm playing with other people, but I don't feel like strongly about it. It's such a big learning curve. So it's a bit, and then the one game takes so long. Pressing random buttons is better than pressing no button. That is true. That is true. If you just press no buttons when you play the game, you would do nothing. So I guess something is better. Actually, is it? No, that's actually not true before. Because if you're playing on a team, if you're negatively contributing to the team, then maybe it's better to just do nothing. You're gonna have to, if you're gonna learn a bunch of stuff, you might as well learn Dota instead. Great. But the Dota characters aren't cute, Laconian. Where's the KDA? I don't like how a lot of competitive games depend on how good your teammates are. And especially like it's kind of toxic. Although I found some nice people playing League of Legends, but like there's a lot of very toxic people. And it's like, am I having fun if like my teammate are just being like a jerk to me? Like, not really. Or Street Fighter, that's true, that's true. There's a lot of games with a lot of learning curves. If I had that much time on my hands, I guess there's a lot of games I could learn. It's just the luck of who you're matched with. Yeah, yeah. Being toxic in a video game is crazy. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm like I mean, I get, like, I understand it. Like, I do understand why people are like that. But at the same time, it's like, bro, it's a game. Like, if you're not having fun, like, have you considered just stop playing? Like, have you considered just close the game and, like, do something else? You know? Like, come on. Like, get over it. It's just a game. Especially to your own team. Yeah, yeah. One time I was playing League of Legends, and then someone said, I was playing Caitlyn, because I was playing Caitlyn, and then they're like, no offense, Caitlyn, you kind of move like a bot. And then I was like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm new. And then they're like, oh, okay, no problem. So I was like, oh, they flamed me, but then they were nice after. Actually, I found that sometimes people will like flame you, and then if you genuinely just apologize, if you're just like, oh, sorry, I'm new to the game, then sometimes people will actually back down. Or like if you be nice to them, sometimes they will actually realize like, oh, like, oh, I'm saying this to like a person, like this is like another person, and then they'll like realize. But not everyone, not everyone. Some people don't care. um Yeah, it depends on the like I found a handful of times that people do be like, oh, like, sorry, my bad. If you just speak to them, and they'll, yeah. Because I think sometimes they just like they get angry and they're just saying stuff and they think they're just saying it into a void. But then when someone when they get like an actual like human connection, you kind of take a step back and you're like, what am I doing? You know? And like road rage. I mean, road rage. Because like a lot of times you have to drive somewhere, but road rage, yeah, I don't understand. Like, it's like you're getting so, especially like a lot of times it's out of the other person. Like, I mean, sometimes I do get like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you driving like this? But yeah, you're only endangering other people. I think it's a bit more, it's a bit dangerous. Being compared to a bot is a compliment. I mean, how about being compared to an intermediate bot and not a beginner bot or intro bot or whatever they're called? Their culture is negative by default until they learn you're new, and then they feel bad. I mean, I think a lot of times, I think with League of Legends especially, because it's such a well-established game, and they don't have a lot of new players, and like, cause like people don't want to start playing this game, right? Because there's such a huge learning curve, and there's like no tutorial really, and everyone's toxic. So I think like they don't. A lot of times people don't realize that there's actually new players. So then, like if you say like you're new, they're like, wait, you're actually new? Like it's a person in 2023 decided to play League of Legends. That's crazy, man. It's hard to resist the temptation to wind them up further, though. Sometimes it's yeah. Sometimes you feel like you want to mess with them, but it usually does more harm than good. But okay, the one exception. Sometimes I'll be playing Wild Rift, and then they're being toxic to another teammate. Sometimes I feel like I need to talk back and defend my teammate. You know, like if they're talking, if they're like flaming me, then I just kind of like ignore it. But if they're like being really rude to another teammate for no reason, sometimes I will say something. And especially if they're flaming someone and they're doing really poorly. I'm like, bro, you're the one that's like 0 and 12, like. But then it doesn't end well, man. You get a bunch of toxic people that call it work. It's funny how bad they feel when I'm just being nice and helping them. Exactly, exactly. Like sometimes people, I don't know, are just having a bad time. I guess I don't know what their mental state is like, but they just they just wanna they just wanna be mad. They get a disconnect from human connection. They forget they're interacting with real people with emotions. Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's why I think sometimes when you respond kindly, some people will actually back off or they won't say anything again. Um, Intermediate bots are low key tough. Yeah, I've definitely died to an intermediate bot. You just ready to throw hands for your teammates. You need to defend your teammates. Yeah, like if they're just being like if they're being a jerk to someone else and like they're not saying anything or like maybe they're just ignoring them. Maybe they're just like maybe they just have chat muted and they can't see it anyway. But then like I'm just like I don't know like why are you being a jerk? You know, get over yourself. Me just a hockey enforcer. That's me. That's me. I'm standing up for the little guy. I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm like the superhero of League of Legends, okay? I am defending people from toxic boys. Yeah, I feel like sometimes some games just bring out the worst in people. Um, and some games just have like really like questionable. Like some games just have like really questionable. At least some portion of their fan base. Like for I don't interact in many fan bases. Like for example, like Elden Ring, there is that subset of people who are like really elitist. And then there's also like, um, what else? What else? There's some like, oh, The Last of Us. There's like a small portion of The Last of Us fan base that is like super super awful. Um, like it just like brought out the worst in people. Like I don't even know why. Like The Last of Us was so bad. Um, and yeah, I don't know what else. Only nice guy in solo looking at League solo queue. No. There's some nice people in there. Whenever I see someone talking trash to worst players on Street Fighter, I just play them and then beat them and then leave. Yeah, it's kind of doing God's work as well. When a video game is causing you stress, you should put it down. It's yeah, exactly. Like, come on, like, yeah, I still don't really understand that. Like, if you're so mad at a game that you're like insulting someone or like telling them to die, like, or like you're throwing your keyboard across the room or like punching a wall, like maybe you should just stop playing. Like maybe we should just take a break. Like why are you still playing? Like just step back. If you don't have games are for fun. Like unless you're a professional player, games are for fun. If you're not having fun, don't play. When I say toxic, play Valorant. I say anything a voice comes as a girl. Way too many pathetic guys here. Yeah, there's that video. There's this girl that does videos. It's like a Valorant experience with a girl, and like, oh my god, it's terrible. It's terrible. That's why I don't want to play any game with the voice chat. I know they were like wanting to add like some voice chat to League of Legends or Wild Rift or something like that. I'm like, no, like there's no way in hell I'm speaking in a voice chat. Like I've never spoken in a voice chat. Like um in like a public game, and I never will. And Walkman led isn't Last of Us single player. How can they be toxic? No, it's just like the online discourse surrounding the game. Like there's like um Well, like when the like yeah, there's yeah, it's just the way they're talking about the game. A lot of very like misogynistic people, a lot of very homophobic people, very saying like really like terrible, awful things. Like I've never read, like I actually okay. There's two The Last of Us. There's two The Last of Us 2 subreddits. One is The Last of Us 2, like all written out, and then one is TLO2. And if you go to the TLO2 subreddit, it's like full of incels. Like it's like legitimately full of incels, and I've never seen like there were such like violent comments and like really awful, violent, like really insane comments against like the the lead one of the lead female characters in The Last of Us 2. And I was like, how like I opened the, like I was trying to read like a discussion about The Last of Us, and I opened the wrong like I guess I just stumbled into the wrong subreddit. I was like, I've never read something so like vile in my life. So yeah, I don't know what it is about The Last of Us fans, but terrible. You've been beat pros. Let's go. Let's go. You're scared of voice chat? Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to. I wouldn't want to talk to random people in a voice chat. And welcome in coffee. You wouldn't know who won the. Wouldn't you know who won the pony? Who won the pony? There's a pony to be won. Lots of insults in gaming. Yeah, I think they just gather in certain things. I think like The Last of Us, is like they're trying to like be very progressive. So I think it just brought out like the like people being. I think a lot of people who didn't even play the game, especially, were like joining the riots. You know. Yeah, they just all gathered in one because they wanted to fight against something. But like, I think it's a very small subset. I think it's a small subset of people. The ponies are friends we made during a yap sesh. Oh no. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's a friends we made along the way. It's the real pony to be won. Yeah, welcome in Angel. We're doing well today. All the intel are currently out batting for the Wukong game. Why? Is something wrong with the Wukong game, or is something? Are they fighting against? No, they're fighting for it. I haven't seen, I know I only saw like I think it was Angel talking about the Wukong game, but I don't know much about it. I don't know what kind of game it is or what anything about it really. There's no physical disc. Oh really? That's annoying. That's annoying. I like it. You guys know I like getting games physically. It's based on the Journey to the West, famous Dragon Ball. I don't know what that is. They're fighting for it because the devs said a bunch of sexist stuff, so now the chuds love them. Oh, what a wonderful sounding game studio. We've never had those kind of issues with game studios at all. Well, maybe sexist people can perhaps make a good game. Is it like the lead guys, or they just like random devs and they got fired? You're told it's like Elden Ring somewhat? Oh, okay, okay, like a RPG kind of game? Or is it really hard? Is it really hard? Like an old Chinese folktale / book. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know too much about the game. It didn't really seem appealing to me. Do I want to play as Monkey? More clips? Okay, okay, let's go. Maybe we'll get your special clip, Mafork. The famous clip. We love IU. I'm trying not to. I'll try my best. But I think I will. At least once or twice. Oh, it's coming. I saw it. What? I think I didn't know about these things existing. The face huggers. Wait, who's Popeye? But yeah, I was just watching a video about Alien Isolation a couple days ago. It's such a good game. I really love that game. I know sometimes studios do stuff like that just to create controversy or generate attention. Maybe. I mean, I think, yeah, sometimes, but like, I know sometimes like celebrities and stuff do it, but like game studios doing it is crazy. You done it with 3.5K mistake clips? Is there that many? How many clips do I even have? Is there a way to check? Um, it doesn't even say how many I have. I don't know how to see. Like, there's probably a way to find the number, but I don't have no idea. Speaking of Chinese, I saw this meme the other day of mural of pandas from a Chinese restaurant. Then became a Mexican restaurant, and then they put sombreros on the pandas. Aw. It was the lead guy of the game. Oh, you know that's a really, really toxic. You know that's a really toxic, um, like, like company. If the lead guy is openly sexist, that's great. Um, Definitely an interesting scheme. Yeah, but like in that case, wouldn't you want like a lower down guy, like a random dev to do that, and then just fire that guy so you can pretend that you're like righteous? Like, then if it's the main guy, what are you gonna do? I don't think that's fake. You counted at least 3. That's true. I do have at least 3 clips for sure. Add gay flags to rather homophobic mobs to promote your game. What? What are you saying? Add gay flags to rather homophobic mobs. Were you adding the flags? To gather. Oh, to gather. Okay, okay. I was like, how are you like getting like some stickers and like sticking them onto the homophobes? Like, what are you doing? Very pragmatic. No need to repaint the whole thing. That's true. That's true. I mean, pandas and sombreros sounds cute. Also, when streamers got the game, they were given instructions about what not to talk about, which included feminist propaganda. What? Really? That's really weird. That is so weird. Why would they even say that? So they're just not even like hiding it. They're just being like open about it. That's really weird. That's kind of messed up. That's such a popular game and like they're just openly saying those things. Yeah, at least like, you know, at least be subtle about it. You know, like come on. Okay, well I guess I wasn't really planning on playing the game anyway. I'm not really interested in the game anyway, but that's great. That's great. I love that. Yeah, I would say like even though I work in tech and technically I could work for a game company, I don't really want to because like I mean mostly like because of like there's a lot of like crunch time and stuff like that going on. Um and like but like also like there's so much like weird like gamer bro culture that like it can be kind of like scary. I'm sure it's better these days, and it probably depends on the company, but I don't want to risk it, you know. I've heard about some like really gross cultures at a lot of tech companies. Busting claims that the game is being astroturfed, like tons of new accounts are rating it 10 out of 10 and starting Twitter beef with people who criticize it. What? That's really weird. Is it even a good game? um, when you rush, the results probably not match the expected outcome. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Like I think there's a lot of crunch. Even in like yeah, even in like the biggest companies, especially in the biggest companies, there's a lot of crunch. I'm like, I just want to deal with that. Um, Low pay and long hours, supply and demand. Exactly, exactly. Because they know like so many people love video games, and so many people would love to work for a game company and make a game, and they um they like exploit people's like passion and excitement towards making a good game, right? So it's I don't think it's not a good like starting point. Like I know there's probably some good companies out there, but it's just not a good starting point. And like there's so many horror stories. Like like for example, overworking like Rockstar, EA, like so many Naughty Dog recently. Um, and then yeah, and then all like the sexist like or like really bad cultures like Blizzard and even yeah Riot recently as well. Like it's just kind of doesn't seem like a good odds for a good company to find a good company. It's so fortunate because working for a game company would be super cool, but I understand not wanting to deal with the work culture. Exactly, exactly. Because like also like I also studied math, and math is quite um like a lot of like comp sci and math related jobs would be like gaming, right? Like game engines and stuff like that. But just not worth. Just not worth. Um, or yeah, Riot Games had like issues with that as well. I mean, look at their original champion design to tell me tell me that like women got an equal say in that. CS is also very saturated right now. People work for pennies to get unfair treatment. Yeah. I think like the job market isn't the best right now for CS. And Brandon, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. The only game company that sounds good is Ludwig to make it a worker co-op. Yeah, I think co-ops can be good. I don't know if that automatically means they're a good company. I have no idea, but I just don't want to like um I just don't want to like I just don't want to risk it. Like why would I risk it? Like as much as making a game would be cool, like I'm like, oh, like I love Naughty Dog games. Would love to work. Like it would be cool to be able to work on the game, but like and then you heard about like The Last of Us 2 and they just had like um and then they just had like like um they had like a terrible scandal from the crunch time. Welcome in, Brandon. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for the raid. Brandon, that's so nice to hear it. I'm glad Mafork. I'm glad Mafork and Rasty you got your you got your egos. Yeah, we're just talking about we were talking about that Wukong game. There's like a big like scandal going on with it. And then we're talking about gaming companies or gaming studios, I guess. Yeah, I think it's a. I'll just work for my like non-exciting company, but that is like just chill, Like there's no crunch time, there's no deadlines. I'm just chilling. Not going for a high stress job. I'm all about the comfortable life. Yeah, same. I don't like care. I don't care too much what the work is, as long as it's not like extremely boring. Um, it's all about if you find a place with a nice work-life balance, then you're chilling. Work-life balance, good pay, okay. It's more like good enough pay. I think like like tech can have some crazy salaries, but like once you have enough money, like once you're comfortable and you can kind of just like you don't have to worry about money. I think anything past that is like diminishing returns, right? So it's like you I'd rather value other things like vacation time and like yeah, work-life balance and good coworkers. Like I think stuff like that is more important. Um you got paid $18 an hour, but it's the most chill job you've ever had. Exactly. You can't pay for like you can't like some things are priceless, like not having to work like if you're taking a really high paying job but you have to work overtime every day or like you have to work weekends or like um your boss is terrible or stuff like that. Like some things are worth more than money, but I think like if you're not making enough to survive, then it's a bit different. I think like once you have enough to survive or to live comfortably, then like you would start to value other things rather than money. But it's also like a privilege to not have to value money, right? So it's there's like a a line. You can't do customer service, but not stressing over work is priceless. Exactly. I mean, money isn't everything, but if you're struggling, then it kind of is. 100% confident you don't make enough to survive? Wouldn't you know if you don't make enough to survive? I think you would know. Like, you would be like, oh, I can't pay for stuff. But yeah, I think, you gotta just die, I guess. I don't know what's a good solution. Maybe you should just find another job. Have you considered, you know what's cheaper than rent? Dying. Oh god. That's very dire. Please don't die. I'm okay. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm not planning on it. You guys know I'm like, I'm overpaid anyway. It's okay. But yeah, I think for me it's like vacation days, love vacation days. Any favorite game? My favorite games are, I like Breath of the Wild, and I like Undertale a lot. No more bills after death. That's true. That's true. You're the opposite. Opposite in what way? Technically you do get like 200K for dying. But you can't use that money. And 200K, your life is worth more than 200K, okay? You have to take a pay cut in the next 2 years or so to progress your career. I mean, yeah, that's quite common. That's quite common. As long as it's like it has a purpose and you're progressing your career, and then after that, you have a lot more opportunities, then that seems totally worth it. Thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom compared to Breath of the Wild? I'm not a big Tears of the Kingdom fan. I didn't like the map reuse. I was a big exploration fan, and the map reuse was not exciting for me because I knew the map like the back of my hand already. So it's kind of like I've been here before. And you guys know I hate dungeons. I think the game had a lot of problems. I didn't personally enjoy it. I like the story. I did like the story though. But yeah, the map reuse was huge. I think I could have forgiven everything else, like the UI and stuff like that. I could have forgiven all that if it wasn't for the map reuse. Like if they just gave me Breath of the Wild again on a new map, I would have been totally happy. Didn't say it was a good deal. Yeah, it's not a good deal. You should ask for more money for your life. Rauru was the best part of Tears of the Kingdom. True, Rauru was cool. But Tulin, man, Tulin, terrible. What about Dungeons and Dragons? I've never played. It doesn't really interest me. You love the music and the art concept. Basically, anything is new, but anything they reuse made it hard to enjoy. Exactly. I like the Souls games, but I can play anything. Oh yeah, fair enough. I haven't played. Okay, I played one time Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls 3 one time. That's my only experience with Dark Souls. But I love Elden Ring. I've played a lot of Elden Ring. I'm doing like randomizer and stuff now. Probably because of the dungeons. That's true. I also am not a big fan of dragons, to be fair. The dragon fights are the worst in Elden Ring. Like actually. Okay, not the worst, but like I don't really like the dragons. So maybe it's just hate dungeons. Kind of mediocre, like kind of lukewarm about dragons, so maybe there's really nothing for me there. But yeah, that's true. I am a dungeon hater. Yeah, I think we talked about the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom recently. They go from tolerable to bad, tolerable to painful. Like not a game for you. But if you hate both words in the title, yeah, it's all about the title. Like Breath of the Wild, man. Like I love breathing. I love breathing. But Tears of the Kingdom, do I really like crying? I don't really like crying that much, So that probably explains a lot. I don't like tears. Yeah, like none of us really like crying. It was really doomed from the start. But yes. Maybe that's why. Breathing in the wild, great. Yeah, breathing is good. Outdoors is good. Um, yeah, yeah. Honestly, you can't really go without breathing, you know. So I think it's great. If the kingdom didn't crumble, no tears. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Link didn't even cry. Did he even cry? He should have cried once. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. I should have seen. He doesn't like showing emotions, you know? Maybe he should have cried. Like, surely he should have cried seeing what happened to Zelda. The only time Link shows emotions when he's eating. That's true, that's true. That's the only thing he thinks about. He's like, we think he's just like not showing emotion, but really he's just thinking about his next meal. Like, constantly. He's like, every time he's like, stuff is going on. Stuff is going on, and he's like, man, I'm hungry. That's all he's thinking about. What happened to Zelda? Well, she died. Yeah, she's dead. She fell from a high place, and yeah, she just like broke her neck. Poor Zelda. It's too bad. No, she's gonna. Did they release that new Zelda game that you play as Zelda? She ate rotten meat. Oh no. Got struck by all of these things. I was recently watching a video. About Final Destination, and in the first Final Destination, there's like a death. He was describing it, the death. The way the teacher dies, has like 16 things in a row happen to her, and I was like dying laughing. I was like, is this actually how she dies? That is so funny. I can't remember exactly the steps. It was like her coffee mug had like alcohol in it, and then it was like the mug like cracked at some point, and then it was dripping alcohol across the floor, right? But then she went to go on her computer, and the monitor explodes, and then like a piece of the monitor gets like in her neck. So that would have just killed her, right? That would have been sufficient. But then she like walks back to the kitchen. I think a few other things. I can't remember exactly what happens. I think at some point a fuse. I think the fuse breaks, and then like the trail of alcohol catches fire. So now there's a fire, and then there's like a knife. The knife falls into her chest. I think something happens. I can't remember how the knife gets there. Something happens. And then and then her oven explodes. The door hits her, driving the knife into her chest, and then she dies. I think there might have been more to it. I think there was like a whole sequence of events. I just can't remember because it was so elaborate. And I was like, really? That's how she dies in the movie? Final Destination, man. Oh, it's insane. Making pizza at airplane altitude was peak gaming for me. Oh, that's true. The pizza was a great part of Tears of the Kingdom. Because I don't need to play Zelda games. You haven't played them since Twilight Princess, though. Breath of the Wild was so good, though. I mean, it's my favorite game of all time, so I'm a bit biased, but it's a very good game. Her legs are cut off, her arms are cut off, her tongues are cut off. I don't know. I don't know if her legs are cut off. I have no idea. Sounds like a Monday. It sounds like a Monday. You know when Monday happens and then all these sequence of events comes through, and you know, it's just and it's the average Monday. Could be worse. Here's the thing, Mija, you hate puzzles. So do I. I hate puzzles, man. But love Breath of the Wild. So if that tells you something, I hate puzzles so much. And the dungeons were doable. The dungeons are quite short. It was tolerable, but the rest of the game made up for it. For me, it's like I don't like Zelda. Okay, older Zelda games, the puzzles suck because like it's like a convoluted riddle, you know, like so that's like there's like one solution. But in Breath of the Wild, you can kind of solve the puzzle however you like. You can cheese the entire puzzle if you want to. You can like there's so many puzzles you can just completely cheese it. Or like anything you think can work will work because of the physics system, right? Because like I hate when you have a solution to a puzzle and it's like you're like this would work. Like if this was real life, this would work. But in Breath of the Wild, anything you think will work, which is really nice. Like every puzzle is very open ended. There's many solutions, because it's more like sandboxy. I'm not a huge puzzle fan, and there was a lot to like about Breath of the Wild. You can't be biased when you've only played 5 games. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you can skip every shrine if you want to, with the wind bomb. If you want to. To Google how to get out of the jail cell as a dog or something. Yeah, I think the older Zelda games, it's very convoluted. You're saying with enough bombs you can blow up the puzzle. Exactly. Or you could just skip all the puzzles. You don't really like the only ones that are required for this. No, there's no puzzles required for the story. You could skip every shrine, you could skip every dungeon. The game would be kind of hard, but um, it would you could still do it. Is wind bombing a thing in Tears of the Kingdom? No, there's no remote bombs. You cannot wind bomb. But I'm sure there's other speedrun tech. I haven't been following the Tears of the Kingdom speedrunning scene. I watched a few of those videos from that guy. Can't remember their name. I'm sorry. It's something like Forest or something. I watched a few videos from that guy about like rune skip, plateau. It's not plateau. Great Sky Island skip, stuff like that. Very interesting. Forest. It's not Forest Gump. Okay. Forgot their name. Timber. Oh, it's Timber. Is that right? Forest, Timber, same thing. I was on the right track. Is wind bombing a thing in Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, sorry, I just read that. Yeah, you forgot. Yeah, the runes are different. You can't wind bomb. But Tears of the Kingdom, the other community has been real dry. Yeah, I haven't really been like keeping up. I'm not even in the Tears of the Kingdom Discord. If that's his name. I used to watch it like a lot. I really like Breath of the Wild speedruns and stuff like that, but Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't watch the speedruns because I was gonna play the game myself, right? And then after I played the game, I was like, I wasn't really interested in seeing more. I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy the Tears of the Kingdom speedrunning. I don't know if stuff has changed with um different like I'm sure different tech has been discovered and stuff like that, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't like Breath of the Wild was so great. Like there was like it was just like I don't know. I feel like I was just so into it, you know? And like I could just play it forever. But Tears of the Kingdom, I have not touched it since I saw the end credits. I have not touched it since. I would be more likely to go back to Breath of the Wild. Um I think Breath of the Wild is just very special. It's just like a it's I feel like it's very now it feels very nostalgic to go back and see the different places. You finished with the kingdom yet? Well, you'll get there. You'll get there. She can't stay away from Mifa. Mifa's waiting for me. No, it's Sidon, man. It's just a good game. It really is. It really. Need to go run errands. Look into the Yap session tomorrow. Yeah, I have to go really soon as well. Thanks for reminding me. Good luck with your errands. Don't get too wet in the rain. But yeah, I should probably get going pretty soon as well. Cause we're gonna yap lots more tomorrow. And I gotta eat. Oh, sorry. I just completely hit my desk. I gotta eat so I can go to Pilates. I always like leave it way too last minute and then I'm like running out the door. But being like doing Pilates when it's like a bit colder out is nice. Good desk kit. I remember one time. Okay, in the winter, it gets really dry, right? I remember I touched my stream deck and I staticked it so badly that my computer turned off. Like my computer literally died because I like staticked it so badly. So now when it's dry out, I like touch my table leg and then I touch stuff. I just did not know that was like a possibility. But like yeah, a couple of times my stream has died. Yeah, it hasn't happened a lot recently. That was like a year ago. But yeah, I fear that in the winter. Yeah, make sure you like ground yourself before touching stuff that's connected to your computer because it can happen. I'm just very conductive. Discord should change the just chatting category to yapping. That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, Twitch. I'm sure they made a. I feel like people have been saying yapping a lot recently. I thought it was just Zirconian, but I think it's just like a thing. All the kids are saying it. Hopefully no one insulted your core strength today. Oh, I doubt it. I'm sure it will be insulted. My core is weak, man. But oh, I was practicing at home, so maybe I won't get insulted. I don't know. I think I'm just weak all around. Yapping world domination, exactly. My old dorm room knob always shocked me. I look like an idiot touching the knob with my foot whenever I went to my room. It's like when you're like trying to touch something, it's gonna shock you. You're like, oh. That's me with my light switch. In the winter, it's always the light switch. Oh my gosh, it would always zap me. Not a big fan. Yeah, it's I'm not looking forward to the. I'm not looking forward to the coldness of winter. My humidifier will need to be booted up again soon. I was at a family reunion. I have a little cousin who's 9 years old. I was telling a story and he said, "Stop yapping." Okay, yeah, it's definitely a popular thing now, I guess. Aren't they like if he's like 9, isn't he like Gen Alpha? Like they're not even Zoomers, right? Zoomers are old now. I'll never forget the time thunder was passing over and it hit so close you heard static in your headphones every time you flash. You ran and unplugged your PC. That's terrifying, actually. I don't even know how that could happen. All the kids are saying it. Yeah, the Gen Alphas. That's crazy, man. What's the rainiest city in Canada? No Google. I only know because I guessed it right in a trivia. It's a Vancouver. I mean, they call it Raincouver for a reason. Welcome in Skiptron. Gen Z is 1997 to 2012. Am I a Zoomer? Are you sure? Am I a Zoomer? I don't feel like a Zoomer. That's crazy that people can be born in 2012 and they're like 12 years old now. That's actually crazy. That had the most vans on the road. I don't see a lot of vans. We have a lot of like Teslas. Same province? Prince Rupert, really? Oh, come on. No, we have to lose our title as Raincouver. Miju's on the cusp. I am. I'm an old Zoomer. I'm definitely not a millennial. Speaking of Gen Alpha, another one was added to your family this morning. Really? Is it your sister? Congratulations. You have another niece or nephew. Perhaps. You've been there. Oh, okay. I didn't know Prince Rupert rains so much. I've never been there, so I guess that makes sense. Like Vancouver is known for rain, but it's also a very big place. I'm sure there's some like places that rain a lot that we just don't know about. You just missed out on millennials. It's okay. It's okay. I don't really want to be a millennial. I feel like they get a bad reputation. You know? But do I want to be a Zoomer? I feel like I'm just nothing. I don't want to be associated, you know? I feel like I'm not quite Zoomer enough. You're Audi 5000. Take care. Okay. Take care. Yeah, I gotta go. I said that like 10 minutes ago and she kind of left. But yeah, take care, Angel. Thanks for hanging out. It's by a very rainy city in your state. Oh, okay. He identifies as Gen Nothing. I was never born. Let's say Seattle rains a lot. Your town gets over twice the rain as Seattle. That's a lot of rain, man. Okay. See you later, my fork. I'm gonna go too. I gotta go. I'm gonna be late. Your sister had a son. Oh, congrats. That is exciting. That's a lot of Gen Alphas. You're gonna start teaching them all the slangs. You live in Alaska. Oh, okay. I see. Second iPad baby. It is time. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. We'll be yapping again tomorrow. Same time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Join the Discord if you haven't already. I'm gonna go to Pilates and die. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys take care. Have a good rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And yeah, bye everyone.